What's up, everybody? It's me, Miss Melanie. We are here on this Hump Day Wednesday, just trying to, hang out, do some videos, see what's going on. We're just coming off of the whole Corey Richins case life. It was a lot. It was a lot. Corey was found guilty of all charges. They was not playing with her. I don't think they believed anything she said. We're gonna spend the next couple of days pretty much recapping all of that. But today I found something new on Law and Crime with Sidebar with Jesse Weber. So we're gonna react to that video. It's a student in dorm baby death wins big bombshell in court. So she had a win. We'll see what that is. This is my first time seeing this kind of pop up. So we're gonna get into it today. I'm gonna do my best, my absolute best, to keep this video under a half an hour. I feel like I'm getting better, but we can do a lot better. Um, if I want to be able to post this tomorrow, we need to keep it under a half an hour. So just do me a favor if you can, if you want to. I don't see why you wouldn't. Hit that like, hit that share, comment below. Let me know what you think, how you think I'm doing, if my voice sounds okay, is the sound quality okay? Is my energy good? Let me know what you guys think. We're gonna get into this video now, and yeah, let's see what's going on with this girl in Tampa. It cuts off so fast. All right, so here we go. Jesse Weber, Sidebar. This is my first time seeing this. We're gonna react to it together. Get just the gist of it. We're using a video from the Law and Crime channel. You can't really be a crime kind of reaction channel on YouTube if you don't subscribe to them. So subscribe and join them if you're able to. Um, yeah, let's go.
Okay, real quick, if you're putting things out on social media, if you're into content creation, I'm going to give you a secret on how we share the side of this. I have to set the stage here, okay? 2024. As Brianna Moore was wrapping up her freshman year at the University of Tampa, the then 19-year-old's life changed forever. She gave birth to a baby girl in the bathroom of her dorm suite, but she has long contended that she didn't have any idea that she was pregnant. Now, before you stop right here and say, how is that even possible? There is science to this, okay? There is potentially.
I swear, for certain people, y'all make up all kinds of excuses. Look how freaking little this girl is. There's no way you're going to make me believe that she brought a baby to full term. Okay, full term, and had no idea she was pregnant. Did you just see her in that little swimsuit? I saw her in that little swimsuit. I don't know if y'all saw her in that little swimsuit, but I saw her in that little there's no way. Like, I don't know. There's no way, in my opinion, and I'm nobody in this world. I'm just a mom of 3. I've had 3 babies. Actually, 5 pregnancies. No, 4. Yeah, 5 pregnancies. 2 were ectopic pregnancies. Okay? And when I tell you, I just can't see myself that disconnected, anybody that disconnected with their body. But he's gonna say that there's some science to women not knowing. I think you can deny it for a long time. Oh, Norbert, that was gas. Yeah, you can deny it for a long time, but there ain't no, I don't believe you don't know. You can deny it for a long time, yes.
A defense here. But not long after being born, this baby, which Moore later named Amara, was dead. How long the child lived, how she died, that is central to a criminal case that Hillsborough County prosecutors brought against Moore.
Today, my office has charged Brianna Moore with aggravated manslaughter of a child after authorities found her newborn baby girl in a trash can outside of her dorm at the University of Tampa at the end of April of this year. I've been a prosecutor for more than 20 years in my own hometown. I've gone after murderers. I've prosecuted international drug traffickers, the absolute worst of the worst. And this is a case that I struggled with. This is a case that has kept me up at night. It's both difficult and nuanced, and I did not take this decision lightly. This case has kept me up so many nights, remembering back to when I went out on the scene that Sunday evening back in late April. And I saw a bag sitting outside of a dumpster, outside of a dorm that I knew contained the remains of that newborn baby girl.
So this case rocked the Tampa area. It made headlines around the country. You have these horrific details that were revealed in police reports and other investigative materials that are really kind of hard to grasp, but it is important from a legal context, okay? So let's go through it a little bit more. So according to police, on Saturday, April 27, 2024, Moore woke up alone in her dorm room with stomach pains. Her roommate wasn't there, and she told investigators she went to the bathroom and was shocked to find that she was in labor. Now, Moore admitted to police in recorded interviews that she sat with the baby for a while in that bathroom, eventually took a shower, fell asleep for around an hour, and she told Tampa police that she believed that her baby had died not long after it was.
And not for nothing, a healthy baby, they not just dying. Like a full grown baby, like full term. Okay, because I'm assuming full term because she went into labor. Maybe premature, who knows? I don't know all the details. I'm watching this for the first time, but a full term baby, not just dying. Like, babies are so resilient, they're so strong. There's moms that left babies in plastic bags and then thrown the baby in the dumpster, and the baby was fine. Like, no issues with the baby after that. Like, normal and healthy. Florida, you got me confused, Florida, because y'all supposed to be one of them states that's very much against like the exterminating or terminating pregnancies. Y'all supposed to be one of those states that's very much against that. Like, if she had terminated the pregnancy, I'm almost positive she would have went to jail. Like, as far as I know, you can't do that in Florida. I don't know. You let me know. You guys can let me know. I don't know. But you can have the baby, and then now we got issues with whether or not we should take her to court or charge her. Nah. That wouldn't be an issue with me because there's so many things. There's so many resources and so many options for when you are pregnant and don't want to keep it pregnant and keeping it and want to put it up for adoption. I know they got the safe haven things. I know you can bring that baby to a fire department or bring that baby to the hospital within a certain window of it being born and just leave it there, and you won't be charged with anything. So there's no reason to give birth and then harm the baby. Like, there's no reason for that as far as I'm concerned. There's always choices. Always.
Born. She says she was shocked, that she was panicked, that she ended up putting the dead child in a trash can. She didn't go to the hospital. She didn't call 911. She didn't tell anybody. Now, here's the thing. That bathroom was shared by 2 dorm rooms. And one of the girls who lived next door went into the bathroom and reportedly saw blood everywhere. And she told them that she wasn't pregnant. So police leave without discovering the baby. Here's what happens. The other roommates were all in this group chat together trying to figure out what was going on with Moore, who they told.
There's no way she went full term and nobody knew she was pregnant. Or she didn't know. I can get hiding it from everybody else wearing baggy clothes. I just gained a little bit of weight, but there's no, everything in your body changes. Your face changes. Everything changes. There's no way. There's no way she didn't know. We're going to deny it, but there's no way she didn't know. 3 months in, I'll give it to you. Not knowing 3 months in. 3 months, no period. You're questioning life right now. You're panicked. 3 months, no period. Okay? There's no way. There's just no way.
They seemingly appear to joke or make light about killing babies. So I'm going to read you from the ruling. Defendant is charged with inter alia aggravated manslaughter of a child and child neglect with great bodily harm for the death of her child on April 27, 2024. The state seeks to admit into evidence the following set of text messages exchanged between defendant and another individual labeled Kasim in her phone on September 13, 2023. So this is months before the birth. Kasim, Plan A was condoms. Plan B was the pill. Plan C was to kill the kid. And the defendant, Moore, seemingly writes back, Plan C is my favorite. So, meaning killing the kid was her favorite plan. You can see why that's not great for the defense. You can see why the prosecution would want that into evidence, right? Even if it was just a joke, the fact that Moore would later be accused of killing her newborn made these texts especially disturbing. But here's the thing.
It ain't a joke, and when it happens, it's all fun and games until we standing outside of a bathroom with a baby in a garbage bag. Like, it's all fun and games until that point. Once we hit that point, it ain't a joke no more. I, as a friend, am looking at you sideways.
And this is why it's important. I've covered a number of these cases. Newborn death cases like this are notoriously difficult to prosecute. While there's a battle of medical experts and, of course, witness testimony, including from roommates, which may be different here, it can be very hard to convince a jury that a baby wasn't a stillborn, or it can be very hard to convince a jury that a mother deliberately killed her baby, that the baby didn't just die from the circumstances surrounding being born in that environment, being born alone without medical professionals. It can be very hard to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the mother killed the baby, particularly if you're dealing with a younger defendant, a more vulnerable defendant. Although the circumstances are different, I'll encourage everybody just to look at the Brooke Schuyler Richardson case. We covered that one. She was acquitted of murder, manslaughter in connection with the death of her newborn, who she buried in the backyard. So my point is, the reason I'm saying this, text messages, very similar to Google searches, in any kind of case, they can help prove intent. They can help prove state of mind. They can help prove knowledge, okay? So having those messages come in would have been key for the prosecution here. But you go to the judge's ruling, quote, the state contends that the text messages are relevant because they show the defendant had an intent or plan to kill a newborn child, which she subsequently carried out. Defendant responds that the messages are inadmissible character evidence and are not relevant to show the defendant had an intent or plan to carry a pregnancy to term and then kill her child after it was born. So then the court references a Florida case from back in the 90s called Carter v. State. Quote, in Carter, the defendant was charged with lewd and lascivious assault on a 13-year-old girl. Shortly before the incident, Carter and the victim's aunt were discussing sex and young girls, and he commented, if you're old enough to bleed, you're old enough to breed. The state subsequently offered this statement at trial, arguing that the testimony was relevant to show the appellant's state of mind and to show that Carter was willing to commit this kind of crime, and that's exactly what he did just a short time after he made the statement. Carter argued that the statement was improper character evidence. The trial court admitted the statement. On appeal, the first...
This is just another side note. Like, I joke with people all the time about, like, they be like, "Yo, if you do that, fuck that, I'll just kill you." And I'll joke and be like, "Nah, son, that's premeditation now. You better take that back. You can't do it now." See? It can be premeditation. I'll be joking, but I'll be serious. I'll be playing, but it be for real.
District reversed, holding that the statement was evidence presented by the prosecution of the defendant's bad character to show that he acted in conformity with that bad character at a particular time and was therefore inadmissible. Okay, I need to give you a quick tutorial on that. So under the law, evidence of a person's character or a trait of character is generally not allowed in trial. It's inadmissible to prove that someone acted in conformity with it on a particular occasion. What do I mean? It makes sense, right? If, oh, they did this, or, oh, they're a bad person, or, oh, they did this bad thing, they must have committed this crime, they must be guilty here, right? Usually you wouldn't be allowed to introduce that evidence. It's not fair. Now, there are exceptions, including under Florida law. You can introduce this other stuff, similar fact evidence of other crimes, other wrongs, other acts. It can be admissible when it is relevant to proving a material fact that's an issue. That can be proof of motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, absence of this being an accident, but it is generally inadmissible when the evidence is really only being put forward to prove someone's bad character or propensity to do something. So in that case...
But what if that was like the seed of the, like, you know how I guess premeditation can start at any point, right? You could be 2 seconds before you pull a gun out and do something to somebody. Now and that's considered premeditation. So what if the plan started with that joke? That's what I would say. If the plan started at that moment with that joke, then it's not necessarily character, it's the seedling of the joke or of what happened looking like a joke. I don't know. But that's what I would say. Don't be joking about stuff because now it shows premeditation. Stop joking about stuff.
It's the Carter one.
Anything you say can and will be used against you unless you get a lawyer to say it's inadmissible, I guess.
The statement had been allowed at trial, but then an appeals court looked at it and said that was wrong. It was improper. It shouldn't have been admitted. What about in Moore's case? So we now go to the judge's decision. It says, quote, even reading the text message exchange here in the light most favorable to the state, the prosecution, it is improper character evidence and inadmissible in the state's case in chief. The statement expresses a belief of preference that defendant's favorite plan to address a pregnancy is to kill the kid and is offered to show the defendant acted in conformance with that stated belief. By its own terms, it is not tethered in any way to a specific pregnancy. It does not express a distinct plan or intent to take any specific action. It does not even express that the defendant would consider this course of action if she ever became pregnant. Its only relevant purpose is to show the defendant is the sort of person who would kill a newborn child. Therefore, it is not admissible. It's kind of like if a defendant were to say, oh, when I get so angry, I could kill someone. And then they're accused murdering someone. Not sure that statement would have the appropriate connective tissue or relevance to be admissible to that particular case. Now, there is an interesting footnote from the judge here, which says, the state acknowledged at the hearing that they did possess or intend to offer any direct evidence to show that the defendant knew she was pregnant at the time of the statement. The state instead argued that they could offer circumstantial evidence to show that the defendant should have known she was pregnant at the time. However, it appears that the time frame of conception was the week of August 15th to the 22nd, 2023, which the state did not dispute. At most then, defendant would have been 4 weeks pregnant at the time she made the statement, And there is no evidence to show that at that point she possessed actual knowledge of her pregnancy, which, by the way, wouldn't be surprising. Sometimes people don't know they're pregnant at that time. Quote, the state attempts to distinguish Carter, that case I mentioned before, by arguing that the reason for admission in this case is different. To paraphrase the state's argument, the prosecution in Carter offered the statement to show that Carter had the propensity to commit the crime at the first opportunity, i.e., that it was offered for an improper character purpose, while in this case, the statement is offered to show defendant's intent or plan to commit infanticide, and then at the first opportunity that she carried out that intent or plan. But the statement cannot bear the weight the state gives it. It does not express an intent to take an action or a plan to take an action. It expresses a belief or preference in general and is offered to show that defendant acted in conformance with that belief 7 months later. That is exactly what Carter and Section 90.404 Florida statutes forbids. That section is the one that I was reading to you before or referencing before. So the judge ruled that the jury will not see that text exchange. However, the jury could potentially see it if a witness opens the door, meaning there's a witness that takes the stand and then they can be questioned or potentially cross-examined about it. Quote, court leaves open the possibility that defendant could open the door to such evidence during her case in chief. So meaning if the defense decides to do something, it could be free reign. Should the state seek to question any defense witness about these text messages or offer them into evidence in the rebuttal case, the state must seek permission from the court prior to doing so and outside the presence of the jury. Both parties will be given the opportunity to raise any appropriate arguments or objections at that time. So it is possible that there is a chance these text messages could be heard by the jury, but as of right now, they're not going to be. And that's a blow to the prosecution.
I don't know. I don't get why. I mean, I guess if it were me and we trying to keep me out of jail for the rest of my life, I wouldn't want y'all to see that text message. But it ain't me. When I found out I was pregnant with each of my kids, I took a deep breath. Said, all right, we gonna do this. Like I don't get what we're teaching our young girls today. Like what are we doing? Like how is this happening in 2026? Like there's some, like, I don't understand how certain crimes just don't become extinct as we get more and more like technically advanced and stuff. Like I don't understand it. Like you can't like just pull her aside and have real talk with her and be like, yo, what happened? Why did you do this? You had choices. Like, I don't know. I'm getting to that half-hour mark, so I kind of want to end this now. You guys can go to Law and Crime Sidebar with Jesse Weber to watch the rest of this video. I'll leave the link in the chat or in the description. But I don't understand what we're teaching our daughters if, like, I joke with my daughter all the time, like, don't bring no babies home. But my daughter's like 22 now, 23, 22, about to be 23. I joke all the time, like, don't bring no babies home. Like, I'm not grandma, which I probably should stop joking because I don't want her to think I wouldn't help her. But, because my mom, I wouldn't have got through kid 1 and 2 if it wasn't for the help that my mom gave me. Whenever I needed somebody to watch them, she was there. As long as it was for like work or going to school or something like that, she was there. If I needed money, she was there. When Jalen was first born, she was looking out for me and she let me stay there until I moved out. And then when I moved out, it turned into like the biggest disaster ever. But never in my wildest dreams did I say, I'm gonna keep it a secret. I'm gonna hide it and I'm gonna harm it once it's born. Like never, even if it was like this is why This is why I feel like that should go in. Even if it was I brought the baby to full term and didn't know I was pregnant and I have this baby sitting in my hand that just came out of my body, at no point would I be so scared of anything or anyone that I would be like, I gotta take it out. Like I gotta harm it. I'm going to get help. Who or what? Like, why was there no one that she could go to get help with having the baby? Like, why in her mind her only option was to do that? She could have still finished school. She could have still finished school. She could have still did. Like, your life is not over because you're pregnant. So, PSA time. Okay, we got a few minutes left. PSA. Your life is now over because your girlfriend becomes pregnant. Why we ain't find out who the father is? Who's the father of this child? One, where's he at? Right? Where's that guy? They never bring that guy up in these things. Bet it was some professor. Yeah, I ain't gonna go off on my tangents in my head, but you have choices. There are choices that you can make if you find yourself not knowing you were pregnant, giving birth to a kid, and then now you have this kid in your arms. Never should your first reaction be end it. Get help, get medical attention, do all the stuff you got to do to make sure you and the baby is safe and okay. If you can't figure out, if your next thought after you have it is, I'm going to hurt it, bring it, go get somebody. Like, you don't have to do all of that. Like, I don't know. There's no one to tell people you do not have to make those decisions. There's no one for apparently. So I'll be the one to say it. You don't got to do that. Get some help. Dial up here. We got 211. Like, baby in hand, whatever, blood and all, like guts and all, whatever. Okay, because all this stuff got to come out of you when you have a baby. What does she do with all of that stuff? Ugh, gross. But there are things you can do. If let's look it up, okay? I'm gonna try to look it up quickly. Okay, let's see if we can find this quickly. All right, I don't want this to be long. Okay. Oh, that's not. That's the wrong one. I don't want you guys to see me typing. I'm horrible. Florida Safe Haven baby box. Yeah, I bet you they got a statue. Oh, can you guys even read that? I can't tell if you can read it or not. Um, all right, I got like 2 minutes. All right, I'll just read it. Florida Safe Haven laws allows parents to anonymously leave unharmed newborns up to 30 days old as of July 1st, 2024 at hospitals, fire stations, or emergency medical stations without fear of prosecution. The infant must be handed to a safe member or left in a designated safe haven baby box, ensuring immunity from criminal investigation. So, as long as you leave that baby at a hospital, fire station, emergency medical services stations that are staffed 24/7. Anonymity, parents are not required to give their name or any information. The baby must be given directly to a person working at the location or placed in a safe haven baby box. Parents are immune from criminal prosecution for abandonment if the child is unharmed. The law was updated to cover infants up to 30 days old, increased from the previous 7-day-old limit. 30 days is a lot of time, but I don't know. That's 30 days. That's 1 month. If you ain't bond with that baby in 1 month, yeah, give it back. Don't give it back, but go drop it off. If the child is unharmed, the Department of Children and Family typically does not investigate, and the child will be placed in an adoptive home. If the infant has signs of abuse, immunity does not apply. An investigation will occur. Parents have the right to remain anonymous, but they can also provide medical history of the child. Parents have the right to remain anonymous, but they also can provide medical history of the child. I'm sorry, I read that one twice. Parents can claim their infant up until the court terminates their parental rights. So even if you drop it off, you can come back and claim it as long as you come back before they terminate your parental rights. More than 360 babies have been saved through this through this law in Florida per Memorial Healthcare Systems. And then for more information, you can contact a Safe Haven for Newborns helpline at 1-877-767-BABY, and that's 2229. Or visit their website, asafehavenfornewborns.com. I'll put that link in a description also. So yeah, there is no reason to actually bring harm to the baby. If you just have the baby, wrap it up like Jesus, and bring it to the safety manger, you'll be okay. You won't get in trouble. They're literally saying, just bring it to us and we'll take care of the rest. And you don't ever have to be a part of that baby's life ever again if you want. I really can't see I couldn't see myself doing it. But if I was in a position where, I mean, the tubes are tied, the factory is shut down. But if some way, shape, or form, I became immaculately pregnant, I'm dropping that baby off, all the way off. I am not playing. That baby is getting dropped off. Okay? I am not playing. I'm just playing. But yeah, that baby getting dropped off. I cannot take care of another kid now. That baby gonna be wrapped in paper bags. I'm so broke now. But yeah, there's and that's probably a national hotline number too, right there. I think every state probably has the same thing. But yeah, you do not have to bring harm to the child. You can just wrap it up and drop it off. You do not have to harm the baby at all. There's no reason um to do that. So please do not do it. All right, that's it from me today. Again, if you made it all the way this far, hit me with a like, comment, or share. Um, yeah, this is a sucky um thing to talk about, but maybe somebody has to say it out loud for these kids to know. Like, you don't have to go through all of that. Um, just go drop the baby off. Don't harm it. Just drop that baby off. Somebody will take it. Somebody will love it. There's somebody out there that wants a little cute, big head little baby. Okay? So just drop it off. That's all you gotta do. Don't drop it in a dumpster. Don't put it in a bag. Don't suffocate it. Don't do that. Just bring it to one of these safe havens. There's one in your area. Any fire department. There's a fire department in every neighborhood. Bring it to the firehouse. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Everybody take care. Love yourselves so you can love everybody else, whatever. I haven't figured out my outro yet, but thank you so much for checking in. Please like, comment, share. Leave me some tips if you have any. Thank you guys. Dang it. I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Doom, doom, doom. All right, guys, I am out of here. Goodbye.